Welcome to the Lakeshow podcast, presented by Jack in the Box. This is a weekly deep dive into the biggest stories and topics surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by my Spectrum SportsNet co-host, Chris McGee, and our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. We are going to get into the Lakers in a second. We actually have Media Day coming up on Monday, October 2nd. But first, should we talk about the Woj bomb that hit the internet, that hit the basketball world? It shook up the league just a little bit. Dame time is done in Portland. That era, in our Taylor Swift days, that era has come to an end. He is going to, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Milwaukee Bucks for a first-round pick and 2 pick swaps. It's a 3-team deal between Portland, Milwaukee, and Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton is going to Portland along with Drew Holiday. Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson are headed to the Suns. Portland also reportedly looking to trade the newly acquired Drew Holiday. Crazy.
Big trade.
Doesn't really concern the Lakers, but still. If you're a hoops fan, if you're a basketball fan, if you're an NBA fan.
Impacts the West in a big way, I think, with the Suns.
Certainly.
They're now different.
Certainly.
I think in terms of the Bucks, it obviously propelled them to favorites because people think of Dame and the offense. But
overall or of the East?
No, the favorites in the overall to win the championship. But what does that do? What do they look like in the playoffs? I'd still like to see that Dame at 33 defensively. You know, what would that be with the Bucks team? We'll see. We'll see how much it changes them. But yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun, and they're going to win a lot of games in the regular season. I'm more concerned about where Holiday goes.
Yes.
I'd love for him to get traded out east. I do not need him going to a contender in the West because that will make them immediately a big-time contender.
First
Huge,
of all, Milwaukee.
He's one of the best perimeter defenders. In the league.
He's probably on the move, right? I mean, I don't think
For
Portland's
sure.
going to make him sit through a 13th or 14th place.
He's got 3 years of over $30 million.
Yeah. So he's on the move. Milwaukee's going to score 150 points a game. I mean, this offense is going to be ridiculous between all those guys out there. I mean, obviously Giannis, a little bit of, who's going to get the ball in crunch time? Will it be Dame, Giannis, Chris Middleton? There's a little bit of that because they all like to have the ball, obviously, but that offense is going to be spectacular. I think it's a win-win for just about everybody. I kind of like what Phoenix did, Geet. They needed depth, and they got Nurkic, who I like. I always draft this guy every year in fantasy. He puts up numbers. Here's the problem, Allie. He only plays 55 games a year. So a good player, but he's a little fragile, but I like his game. Some pretty good other players as well. You got Grayson Allen. He'll just antagonize everybody else. And a decent young wing, Nasir Little. Just some athleticism on the outside there. Phoenix needed to do something like this. They needed people, and they got rid of that giant DeAndre Ayton contract of $100 million over the next 3 years. So I like just about everyone, but I'm with you, Geet. Where's Holiday going to end up?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all about fit, and I think the Bucks did a great job of trying to keep Giannis there after these next couple of years when his contract runs out and he becomes a free agent. So they're taking a swing at it. They know Dame's window at 33 years old is right now. The Bucks' window to win is right now, and they're doing everything they can to do it. But for me, like whenever you put together these kind of teams with superstars, and you have to see how it looks throughout a whole season. It's so easy right now to be like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to win 68 games, they're going to be. But until you see them go through some rises and falls as injuries and all that stuff, and go through a 7-game series against a Boston or Philly, we'll see. But it is going to be fun. I love it.
Trainer, what were you saying again? Producer Trainer. Lillard and Giannis are the first 2 players as teammates to average at least 30 a game on the same team since Jerry West and Elgin Baylor.
Whoa. That's crazy. I mean, Lillard, he's going to make 6 threes a game in this offense. I mean, that's an amazing weapon to have at your disposal. As Geet said, drop off defensively. Drew, one of the top point guards in the league, period, on defense. But
they are still a good defensive team with Brook Lopez and Giannis. Yeah. It's not like they lose. But
exactly.
Yeah, they're different.
And Bobby Portis is tough down low. He's pretty feisty defender. I mean, it's in Portland. They had to do this. I mean, and of course they get rid of Holiday so that Scoot Henderson can take over more quickly than you might think. Problem for Portland is like 40% of the NBA cannot be traded until December 15th. It's some crazy number like that most years because of all the free agents. When you sign as a free agent, you're settled with that team until mid-December every single season. So, maybe they're looking to do something quickly. You have a feeling Chauncey Billups, who runs the Portland Trailblazers, he wants to he wants to get him going pretty quickly. He wants to help out Drew, get him to another team, and see what young pieces he can help develop. But until December 15th, it's a little bit more limited in what they can do.
Media day for everyone is around the corner, so anxious to hear from Dame now in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. All right, media day on Monday for the Lakers, as we mentioned. This is year 20 for you?
Year 20.
Wow.
12 years at the LA Times, 8 years here. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
Do I get like a blanket or a pin or something like that?
What would you like? Maybe crumble cookie?
I'll take a crumble cookie or a nice dinner at Boa from everybody. Get some nice steaks. Or a Danny DeVito t-shirt.
I got one for you.
Allie, can you explain that?
I love Danny DeVito.
So there he is as the Penguin. There is what are his roles on your T-shirt there?
Love
I've never
Danny
seen anything
DeVito.
like this.
Yep.
Wow.
Sexiest
Taxi.
man alive is what my shirt says. Yeah.
Taxi is Matilda on there?
You ever hear the show Taxi?
Taxi? No.
Danny DeVito.
Show?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's first deal.
Kind of launched him
Launched him.
back in the 70s.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
I've seen Matilda and
Judd Hirsch.
Matilda and
Judd Hirsch.
Matilda.
And
But I
Matilda.
did see him at a game last year. Remember we talked about it on this podcast.
Were you wearing the shirt when you saw him?
I was not.
Okay, just checking.
I will be wearing it though a lot more. All right, who are you guys looking forward to speaking with on Media Day? Who are we looking forward to talking with? Biggest question that we're looking to get answered.
I'm excited to talk to LeBron because I always think it's one of your rare opportunities that you get to sit with him for 8 minutes or so at the desk. So I always lead off with him, and he's my answer until he no longer plays.
That's a good answer.
I'm gonna go with
That's,
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. Also good. You always got to ask AD, what'd you do during the off season? Did you put on some weight? Some muscle? Did you shoot threes? But Allie, I'm sure you'll have a host of questions for AD.
Do you have your questions ready?
No, not yet. I usually start doing that probably Friday.
We just spent
ahead
2.5
of time.
hours and got about 3 questions done. So it's really
First of all, change the attitude. We just accomplished 4 players. We've got 4 left.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
I
the
thought
goods
we did
change around here.
great.
Well, that's good.
Happens.
I can't control you right now, so I'll just
Happens
move
like
on.
that. around
Let's
here. It's
look
awesome.
at a blast from the past. Can you name these players with big game? Little trivia for today.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Zach
Is
Ray.
that Sakura on the right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zach Ray.
No. Darius Morris maybe in the front?
Yep.
Okay. That's not
You
Gaudelock
should get
too,
all
is
these
it?
Brez. No.
Wow. I have no idea.
Ronnie.
Head of Snake.
Price?
Head.
Oh. Don't know
Ronnie
Ronnie
Aguilar.
Aguilar. Don't know him at all.
Robert Sacre.
Okay.
Darius Johnson Odom
Oh yeah. Okay.
on the left. Darius Morris, as you mentioned.
Okay.
Reeves Nelson.
Wow. So this is obviously a G League team surrounding James Worthy several years ago. Wow. That's all I got was Darius Morris
Where were you at?
and soccer.
Probably at the desk.
Peter
so
wasn't here
this
that
was
year?
the launch of our network night.
Whoa.
So we were launching the network, so we didn't do Media Day. We went
Oh.
to Media Day and hung out.
That's 12 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
Yeah, 2012.
Wow, interesting.
So 11 years ago, 12
Okay.
seasons ago.
We're entering our
12
12th
seasons
season.
ago, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, cool.
You've been here the whole time.
It was packed, too, because that was Dwight and those guys, I want to say, was on
Okay.
that team, maybe.
Do you guys have a favorite media day memory?
The
Favorite
the
moment?
craziest part, Allie, this is before you joined us. You can attest to this. Was the old Laker facility down the street from their new one? They didn't have these press conferences they have now. That you had to when Kobe walked out, everybody ran up to him and formed a massive circle around him.
Great pictures from that.
It's ridiculous. Camera people were hitting guys in the head with their cameras.
100 people like in a circle
It
around
was
him.
unbelievable. There was no real structure 10 years ago and beyond. And just waiting for Kobe to walk out of that room, I would always walk right next to him. So that way, wherever he stopped, I would be right by him and ready to talk to him. But it was a massive influx of people just waiting to talk to him. None of this, dignified sit down now with all the media chairs laid out and, guys take the mic and speak. It was a free for all every media day, especially getting to Kobe at the old facility.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was a lot smaller. It was only one court, as opposed to now they got the 2 full courts, so you can set up a lot more in there. But it was anarchy every media day, Geet.
What a zoo.
Yeah.
All right. Austin Reeves, latest here, was on the Low Post podcast. Had a lot to say with Zach Lowe. Said LeBron held his annual mini camp this past weekend in San Diego. According to Austin, 100% attendance for the camp. But one thing that did come out, and we were going to speak to Anthony Davis about this on Monday, was that Austin saying AD was shooting the ball well.
Good.
According to Austin. And Reeves spoke about how much it opens up the offense when AD is knocking down shots. I guess Austin said it. He does become a really tough guard if that element is there for Anthony Davis.
I mean, Allie, if you told me what does AD need to do during the offseason, first of all, stay healthy, work on your body a little bit, add some muscle if you can, and B, right after that, get that 3-point shot back. He was such a weapon a few years ago with that. Not that he was ever, 40% or even 30%. Maybe one year he was, but he's dipped down to like the 20% and below sometimes. I mean, he has completely junked that shot. It's just not part of his resume anymore. And if he gets that back, forget it. I mean, how do you stop that, Geet? If you have that guy hitting threes like Reeves is saying he's hitting them.
I do hear you on that, Brez. And 2 years ago he dipped 18%.
Yeah.
We found out he had the wrist injury. Back up to what, 25,
Yeah.
24, 5 this year, maybe 26%. But I think you've seen a lot less threes from him too the last couple of years, and I think some people would love that. But yeah, I'm with Brez. I mean, if he ever does, for me, it's not about shooting a lot of threes. If he can just become a threat from there again, where he's confident enough to hit him in some big moments, that's really all he needs to do. And then he becomes, like Austin Reeves said, unguardable, but it also opens up the floor for everyone else. What I think the biggest thing, and I think you and I are going to ask him this, is how does he manage the inside-out approach to his game? Because what can happen, guys, especially if you do hit threes or you're having a better year from three, you can fall in love with it and be out there more than you should be. Because remember, he's at his best when he's in the paint, which is proven. Lakers are at their best. So, yes, we want him to be able to do that, but will it take away from his other part of his game? So managing that, I think, is going to be the important thing.
Agreed. I mean, plus some new teammates too. I mean, you could make an argument they still could get to know each other a little bit. The guys who came over here in February and even January, I mean, those are still pretty new to this franchise. So add a guy like Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood, he's got some adjusting to do. Let me rephrase that. They have some adjusting to do to get to know AD, but it's a pretty fun time right now. I was just talking to one of my friends about this earlier today. Compare what you're feeling now about this training camp and this upcoming season to a year ago, when it was like Russ, what does Pat Bev have to give? It's a completely different feeling. This year is much more like light. I sense an eagerness. Keith, I know you talk to a lot of Laker fans. I sense like okay, let's see what they can do. There's genuine excitement. Sure. Whereas a year ago it was kind of like, well, we already saw what they could have been the previous year. And then luckily for Lakers and their fans, all the big trades before the trade deadline.
I know we have two new guys that'll be joining us. I haven't at least met Torian or Gabe Vincent. They'll be with us at the desk. Any of the guys that you're looking forward to meeting for the first time?
I haven't met Torian either. He's the only one.
Yeah.
You met the guy that I wanted to talk to, Christian Wood.
Yeah.
We've been talking about for months. Like I've never met him.
You're gonna get your one shining moment.
Yeah, I know. I want to give the guy a hug. I mean, we've been politicking for him, and he's finally here.
Big moment for you.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is. It's funny. It's not like he's going to get 20 and 10 every night, but he's the type of guy who can jump in a spot start and really help this team.
I'd love for you to ask him about that narrative out there and how he listens to it, or if that motivates him.
Yeah, no, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
Because he's got some rehab to do as far as reputation. And I have no idea what it is behind closed doors. I don't know the guy at all, but obviously for him to accept a veteran's minimum, that's a big step down from what he was doing the last couple of years financially.
All right, Media Day. It'll be here October 2nd on Monday. 11 to 1 live on Spectrum SportsNet. So join us. We'll have it all then. Lakeshow fans, remember you can be a part of this show each week. Feel free to send us your questions and comments using the hashtag Lakeshow Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's a round of Bucket or Brick. Welcome back to the Lakeshow Podcast presented by Jack in the Box. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. Time now for a round of Bucket or Brick presented by Jack in the Box. Number one, begin with Magic Johnson. This week he was asked about if he would ever look to be an owner of an NBA franchise. And he said the only team that would give him second thoughts would be the New York Knicks. Bucket or Brick, Magic owning an NBA franchise, which would be the Knicks.
What you got, Keith?
Are you allowed to talk about other
Putting
franchises?
some thought into it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I don't see it. So I'm gonna break it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was thinking about it is because he owns everything.
It's ridiculous.
He's a part of a group, but I think I was thinking like the voice, the owner. You know what I mean? I was kind of thinking of it that way.
Yeah. When I saw Magic with the Knicks, when I thought about that, I'm like, I don't think so. I just can't picture that. I mean, first of all, it was James Dolan selling. I don't see that happening. I mean, he's created quite a cash cow out there. Yeah, Magic he's got his hands in so many things, Geet. I mean, he's set.
Could he be a part of a group? I guess.
Sure.
Number two, Austin Reeves on the Low Post podcast was asked if he would ever golf against Steph Curry. Reeves said he would play against Tiger Woods if he could. He did mention he didn't dream of beating Tiger, though. Bucket or Brick, someday we will see Steph Curry and Reeves battling it out on the golf course.
So did he say he wanted to play Steph?
He said Tiger. He basically is saying he'd play against anyone.
Yeah. First of all, I want to see him play our guy, Big Game James. They've been talking about that for months, right? I mean, if not years. We got to make that happen first. Then you can talk about other guys and other teams. But yeah, sure. I mean, I like these pro-ams, Geet. I know you watch them a little bit. It's fun. And Steph's pretty damn good. So I hope Austin works on his game. He's good too, but Steph's really good.
Austin Scratch.
There you go.
So
That's
I think absolutely they will play at some point.
yeah. Next summer, I can totally see that, like a made.
It's happening
TV
at some
thing.
point. I don't know.
Yeah, with
where
other
they're gonna
athletes.
connect, but yeah.
Who do you think would win?
I don't know what's Steph's handicap. I don't know their handicaps. I mean, I know Austin was a 2 and he's right around Scratch, so I'm sure Steph's around the same.
Yeah.
Someone
Steph
probably
might try
look that up.
Steph might try some weird mind tricks. You know, I give the edge to the vet, but we'll see what the young.
Steph
kid
went
can
hole in one and a birdie or an
right.
eagle on 18 to win
Right.
the pro-am. That's
I mean,
He had people
it's
thinking that
crazy.
he could be on the
do it
tour.
in front of all those people is pretty.
Right.
Shaq reposted a ranking on his Instagram where he was listed as the 4th best Laker of all time, behind Kobe at 1, Magic at 2, Kareem at 3, and then him at 4. Bucket or Brick, Diesel being ranked right.
Did he like the list?
He liked it.
He
liked
did.
it.
He likes
did.
being in that company.
He does. And he's usually pretty critical of these lists. I feel like he posts something every week.
Because he doesn't always get his due on these lists.
No.
And that bothers him. So
He
the
seems-
fact that he's going to go next after who
Right.
he knows is like, 1,000%
Yeah.
the highest of Lakers royalty that you can get. Probably throw Jerry West in there too, right? But yeah, I think Shaq's.
Yeah, could you argue with any of the 3 above him?
I think
Kareem and Shaq, I feel like you could go either way with those guys. Like Shaq's force around the basket was unlike anything I've ever seen. And I'm old. So it's like he would manhandle people. He would crush people.
the thing is though, but this is just about the Laker list, right? This isn't player.
Right.
So I look at it as like I mean, Kareem was here a long time. He won 5 titles.
Right.
He became the all-time leading scorer here. I don't think he would put himself in front of Kareem. I mean, Kobe was 20 years. Magic's Magic. So I think Shaq would be pretty happy about being 4. I mean, the argument would probably be Jerry West.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right, because of everything he did with the organization in terms of general manager, player. But I'm going Shaq at 4. I love it. I'm going to drop a bucket in there, and I think Shaq's very happy about it.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift
Oh,
sent
boy.
the internet into a
Here we
frenzy
go.
after she showed up at the Chiefs game and sat in his suite. But sadly, the Reeves and Swift era that never really existed has come to an end. Bucket or brick, the Swift Reeves era coming to an end is for the best.
This is
People are literally saying
mean-
that Travis Kelce isn't ready
Yeah.
and doesn't understand fame. And that's Travis Kelce.
right.
He hosted Saturday Night Live. Could you imagine Austin
Did
Reeves?
you see Julius Randle's wife in the joke she played on Julius? He's sitting in front of the bed watching TV. She's videoing, and he can't see her, so he has to turn around because she goes, "I just can't believe like how famous this guy Travis Kelce's becoming because of Taylor Swift. No one even knew who he was." And all of a sudden, you see him turn around like, "Are you out of your? What do you mean?" And she's like, "No one knows who Travis Kelce is. Now they do because of Taylor Swift."
Right.
And he was like so upset. He's like, "Anybody who knows football? Are you kidding me? Like everybody's won Super Bowls." And she's like, "I mean, everyone knows Mahomes, but nobody knows." It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
awesome.
funny.
She was trolling him.
Yeah, she was trolling him. It was great. But it is amazing the amount of stuff that has come from me, from my kids, from whomever, like about this. Like they are so all in on this Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. The Red Zone showed her 97 times. The question was, is this for the best?
That the Swift Reeves era is
I'm
for
gonna-
the best.
I'm gonna brick it only because of this. I'm thinking of Austin. Okay, if he was the guy, think about the followers, the fame, the buzz. Perfect for our situation. The amount of money that might bring you, I don't know. And then when the breakup comes, you're a song forever, like John Mayer, right? So like, yeah, it's a bummer. I'm bummed.
That fame
That's a
ain't
brick.
for everyone, though.
Yeah, it's a brick.
So we brick it if we wish Austin was with her.
Yes.
He's not in the getaway car.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is, guys.
Yeah, I got to tell you, in my 22 years at the LA Times, the strangest question I ever had to ask an athlete was when news broke that Sasha Vujacic was dating Maria Sharapova.
Yeah.
And I got an email from the entertainment editor at the LA Times. Can you confirm this after the game? Because the Lakers were about to play someone on the road. I'm like, yeah, I mean, not really what I do, talk to guys about their celebrity dating, but sure. So I went up to Sasha after the game, and he blew off a bunch of people, and he and I had a pretty good relationship. I said, Sash, are you dating Sharapova? He completely blew me off. He's like, oh, let's talk about the game. And I walked with him to the bus at whatever arena it was, Indy, I think. I would not let him go. I said, Sash, you got to confirm this for me. I need something. Why, you're the LA Times. This isn't like a gossip magazine. Talk about basketball. I said, Sasha, I need an answer. I have editors waiting to hear your answer. So as he's about to get on the bus, he nods. He goes, it's true. And he gets on the bus and flips me off from inside the bus or something like that. And it was great.
This is a whole conversation.
Yeah. It was the slow, you know how you do, sometimes you walk with the players to the bus if you need a little
Guys,
extra.
No, my point is
Think about that's just Sharapova and
Right.
Kelce and Taylor Swift is another orbit.
Yep.
my point is I had this with our cameraman Brett the other day. This is why it needs to be on an After Dark show. Like, just because she was in the suite with his mom doesn't mean they're dating.
Correct.
Really?
It
Really?
doesn't mean
Well,
they're dating.
Okay, so what about the little party they hosted after with the restaurant? They went to dinner and bought out the whole restaurant for all their friends. Is that
So he calls himself on the roller coaster. He says, "I'm on the roller coaster." Does that mean he's dating,
just
or
saying,
are
I
we
mean,
are we feeling the waters?
we're just listen, as Patrick Mahomes said, like you never know with Jason. He said with Kels, he was like, "Hey, I'm going to the playoff game and baseball game," and all of a sudden he's there at the game that night, and he's like, "Wait, you really went?" And he's like, "Friday." He's like, "Yeah, Taylor might be at the game Sunday," and then all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes looks up and she's there. He's like, "You just never know." But he goes, "But if they're together, this is awesome." So Patrick obviously knows something.
It's pretty.
I can't say what I want to say right now
Sure you can.
because
Why
no,
not?
I'll get fired. But I'm just saying.
What
We're
would-
never going to get it because Travis said on their podcast today that he's going to keep their personal lives their personal lives.
Perfect.
Which
So
is
maybe they're
fine.
friends, maybe they're dating, but it's good for the world.
What
Everyone
would
loves to
Danny
talk about it.
DeVito say if he was you?
He would show his feet. Last one, bucket or brick. Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map.
Oh my God. You go first. I know we both think the same way.
That's what Julius Randle's wife was trolling
Right.
him about. Yes, he bumped up 500,000. He's gonna get some Swifties, and
Sure.
I like what the Barstool guys said the other day. Like, listen, for the Swifties that are all upset that maybe Travis isn't good enough, he's a top 2 tight end of all time, has 2 Super Bowls,
Yes.
and he's already famous. And just because she might be happy and her music might not be the same, they're upset because they want to connect on a level that with broken hearts and all this stuff. And maybe she's just gonna sing about love now and happiness in football. Wouldn't that be great?
Wow.
In football.
In football.
Did not predict that turnaround.
So no, she did not. Travis Kelce's, come on, he's 2-time Super Bowl champ.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree. Did he
did
cross
take it up
over
a
a little,
notch, though.
Allie?
I mean, listen, she definitely bumped the profile up a little bit, but you know,
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like, how long have they been dating?
One of the most popular
is it
football
less than
players
a
in the
month?
world.
Is it a year? Like, there's so much.
Who
more out
knows
there.
if they're
Right,
dating?
and are they dating? Yeah, exactly.
listen,
I mean,
for those people, and this is the truth, and I don't want to hurt feelings, but I'm going to. For those people that don't know who Travis Kelce is or was until now because of Taylor Swift, are they like, do you care?
No.
Like, are they your friends? Will you ever have a conversation with any of them?
No.
like,
I mean, you got to be pretty clueless
yeah.
or just in a different world, a world that we don't belong to. And it's okay.
That
And now
sounds
we're
like a
merging-
Taylor Swift song.
And now we're merging worlds. Yeah, the song will be called Merging Worlds because that's what we're doing. We're merging worlds and we're getting in a getaway car.
Right.
There's breakups, but now we're back together again.
Do Swifties want her to
Yeah,
date?
she eats her chicken tenders with ketchup. What do you eat your chicken tenders with?
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you
too.
see it?
I mean, if ketchup's the only thing, obviously I'm not afraid to, but obviously you'd love to go a little barbecue sauce, ranch. I have
Ranch.
others that are ranch. I have other stuff that are over.
Yeah. Even
Ketchup.
Even a little honey
Ketchup's
mustard.
kind of a last ditch effort, not just
Bean
not
sauce.
just
Ketchup,
grease.
ketchup's for the fries that come with the chicken tenders. That's what that is. Yeah, you don't eat the chicken tenders. with
Okay, so
ketchup.
are you bucketing or bricking the Kelsey on the map?
No,
You put
yeah,
Kelsey.
no. I mean, I'm a
You
huge
brick it?
NFL fan. Total brick.
The
Total
reason
brick.
why, Allie, is because fried chicken sometimes, a good fried chicken with a little ketchup is actually
Really good.
Oh,
pretty good. So,
Yeah.
a little hot
know about
sauce.
that.
I'm just saying, like, there's different things you can
Yeah.
go with.
do you like this whole thing, Allie? You're kind of a Swiftie.
I actually am not a Swiftie at all, and and I say that out of respect for those that are, but I don't hate on I don't hate on it. I love it. I think it's awesome. I'm not a
Yeah.
I can't claim myself to be that. I can't even give you 2 songs.
Okay.
Like
But
Yeah.
didn't you go to her concert?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
I did.
Okay, that's right.
Loved every second of it.
You did.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Girls was awesome.
Yeah, gosh, I forget like shut down the city, the world.
Yeah.
For a couple
Yeah,
months.
missed the
6 days
finals
she
with
was
the
out
6-man
here.
for it.
I feel like we should have a Taylor
Oh,
Swift
dude.
segment
And couldn't
on
be
the
happier.
Lakeshow podcast. Thanks to you for
Been in a
listening
ton
to
of
the
finals.
Lakeshow podcast. Speechless.
That's your
Presented by
tournament
Jack in
too,
the Box.
dude.
If you like what you hear, leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. We want to hear from you. Send us your questions. Hit us up on X at Allie Clifton, at Keeter3, and at Mike_Bresnahan. Until next week.